Cricket World Cup 2025, and we are going to discuss about another Asian side, and it's an underdogs. It's the Bangla Tigers we have, and the women's are ready to fight it out because they have qualified this time around for once again for a Cricket World Cup. And I Parag with the Parag, it's Bangladesh. We always know that Bangladesh is a decent side, has experience, and the skipper is so experienced. But to give them utmost respect, we understand they will not be able to compete against the big ones. Can they compete against the smaller nation sides?
Actually, if we see their side, then they have some quality names. As you just mentioned, their captain is one of the most important
Yeah,
pillar of their Bangladesh side, and
100%.
they have some other players like Fargana Haq, Ritu Moni, Faima Khatun, Rabia Khan, and Maruf Akhtar. So they have a bunch of people who can manage their playing team and their performance. But if we see overall picture, then the team against like Australia, India, England, West Indies, and all, they have some thing that are not uh, useful that are not compatible so that they can fight against those kind of big teams. So if they want to perform good in this ODI World Cup, then they have to some sheer performance and some extraordinary things to do in their upcoming season. But yeah, they have some challenges and they have to overcome it quite efficiently if they have to.
Absolutely. They definitely have a lot of challenges. They need to overcome it really well. But first of all, let's take a look into the squad, Parag. And for
Yeah,
Bangladesh, it is Nigar Sultana Jyoti, who's the captain. Naida Akhtar is there. Fargana Haq, Rabia Haider. Then you have Sharmeen Akhtar. You have Shubhana Mostri. Ritu Moni is there. Shona Akhtar, Fahima Khatun, Rabia Khan, Muraf Akhtar, Fariha Trishna. Then you have Sanjita Akhtar. Then you have Nishita Akhtar. And then you have Sumaya Akhtar. Plenty of Akhtars, to be honest. Couple of few actors can contribute and get a victory for Bangladesh, isn't it?
yeah. If we see, they have some like 5 to 6 actors, but if we see the actors which are mattered like Marufa Akhtar and the other actor like the
Nahida
Marufa
Akhtar
actor,
is there.
yeah, Nahida Akhtar, yeah, those two players to have their eyes, we have to see like how they perform because they
Even
these two are
Shorna Akhtar. I think these players are
Shorna
very
Akhtar, yeah,
experienced.
they have that batting skills, bowling skill that can keep their team in the middle over, that can score runs, or who these are the kind of players who can give some 5 to 6 overs in the middle overall in the late in the
100%.
last
As
match.
you already said, one of the
Exactly.
Akhtar who is the vice captain of this Bangladesh side, that is Nahida Akhtar. We understand Nigar Sultana Jyoti will be the backbone of this side in the top order with the bat, also as the wicket keeper. Your thoughts on how can you take away a little bit of responsibility from her shoulders? Can Nahida Akhtar be the second fiddle? Can she take some responsibility away from Nigar Sultana Jyoti's shoulders and provide the calming anchor the squad needs in tough matches?
Yeah, if we see, we can't keep out Nigar Sultan out of the picture when there is a thing when we talk about
Absolutely,
Bangladesh women's team.
absolutely.
But if we see, like if we look at like who is the other player, who is the second option, who can help Nigar Sultan as an anchor, then yes, I'm agreeing with you that the actor that you have mentioned can be the player who can help, who might help Bangladesh to perform better in the batting
100%.
in the middle overs because every team needs one of the players, one of the two or some important players on whom they can rely on blindly if they want to perform good with the bat against the teams like India, Australia, and all. Because we all know that how big is the upcoming World Cup is, and if they want to perform, if they want to show who they are, then the Nahida Akhtar has to perform in the middle overs with the Nigar Sultana.
100%. They both need to come as a unit and play together, take responsibility, experienced players. And you talk about the skipper herself, Nigar Sultana Jyoti. Her leadership aura, for when you talk about Bangladesh women, always stands up there. And World Cup spot and her World Cup journey has been there. She has been part of many ICC events for Bangladesh. Is she primed to inspire belief beyond limitations? Because she will be behind the stumps. She will see the entire ground, the best, and she will lead her troops really well. How much of a responsibility does Nigar Sultana Jyoti, the captain, have?
Yeah, because if we see the how important Nigar Sultana for Bangladesh, for the team like Bangladesh women's, because if we compare Ellis Ferry for Australia, then it is the same like for the Bangladesh because Nigar Sultana has been delivering some of the best performance since 6 to 7 years
100%.
for this team, and she has been doing she has been playing some extraordinary cricket with the bat, with the captaincy, and also delivering some extraordinary skills with behind the wickets. So she is one of the most impeccable player for Bangladesh. And as I already mentioned, if they want to do some extraordinary thing in this upcoming World Cup, then this is the player on whom they can rely on. Then their players must support her as a unit, as a captain, and she has to do something crazy with the bat so that this team
100%.
this team can compete against the other teams.
100%. I absolutely agree with the point you mentioned about competing against some of the big teams, if not the other Asian sides. But if you talk about more experience in the middle order, you have somebody like Ritu Moni, who doesn't need any introduction. Her experience, energy, combining with Shana Akhtar, she's also there. Can it bring a little bit of balance in the middle order for Bangladesh?
Yeah, I agree. I agree that they don't have experience like the Nigar Sultana, but they have some. They have gained some experience in the last few years. They have played some matches, so I'm assuming that they might do some good. Like if uh, Nigar Sultana and the other opener like Fargana Hawk unable to provide that good start for the team in the first 10 overs, then these are the players like Ritu Moni and the other actor are there to help their team for to take out from the whatever the situation they have against the team, and they have the capability to soak the pressure and do something good with the bat in the middle overs. So I'm completely agree that these are the other players
Absolutely.
on whom Bangladesh can rely on.
Absolutely, they are one of the players that Bangladesh can certainly rely on. But what about more about these teams? Because Bangladesh's run in the fixtures needs to be important. And if you talk about the fixtures Bangladesh have, they start with an Asian side, then move on to face England, then New Zealand, then South Africa, then Australia, then Sri Lanka, and ending with India. Never easy fixtures because after their first game, they face four back-to-back big guns, ending with India to in between with Sri Lanka, which is also not an easy side in their own. Then, what do you see for Bangladesh? Can they get at least one or two victories?
Not to say that, but if we look in these fixtures for the Bangladesh, then they are one of the not not to say weak side, but the other sides are more stronger than the Bangladesh side. So they are starting their campaign with that Asian side and then ending with the India. Then and in between they have not an easy match to take
Yeah,
on. So I'm feeling that it's going to be challenging for Bangladesh side to win a match because they don't have that kind of players. They don't have that kind of powerhouse in the batting, in the bowling, and also not that kind of experience in their whole squad. So I'm thinking that they are going to face some challenges in this upcoming World Cup because if we look at the other teams, they are coming up with the good sides. They have some experience. They have played some matches. But if we see Bangladesh hasn't played some of the matches recently, they played last match their last ODI 2 to 3 months back. So it's going to be very challenging for Bangladesh sides to play in the India uh, and competing against the best players in the ODI World Cup.
absolutely. It will be a wonderful opportunity for Bangladesh players to play in the World Cup against some of the best players in the world in women's cricket too. But players to watch out for is we're heading towards, and three of the Bangladesh's best. And I've gone for Nigal Sultana Jyoti is the number one. Faima Khatun is there at number two, and I've gone for Nahida Akhtar as my third player to watch out for. Any different opinions from your end?
So I just like to do one change in place of Faima Khatum. I would like to place Ritu Moni because
Expected.
I feel like the Ritu Moni is one of the important batting batter in the middle order. If I say if as
Yeah.
we just discussed, if the top order unable to give that fresh start
Mm.
in the first 10 overs, then Ritu Moni is the player who can deliver it with the bat or with the ball for the Bangladesh team.
And
So
how
I would like.
important are the two seamers? Because if you need experience in the seam department, Bangladesh certainly do have Murafa Akhtar and Rabia Khan or Rabia Khatun, what you can tell her, whatever you can tell her, because they have that emerging force in the youth as well. Some of the couple of youngsters have been picked too, but will they struggle with rhythm because it's new ball from both ends? There will be new balls. You need to strike early against big sides too, because big guns like New Zealand, Australia, India will have huge batting depth. So one after the other. Even if you pick a wicket, you know the next batter who's coming in is also a powerhouse.
Yeah, both of these bowlers have to give some good start with for their team because if we look at the other teams, they have some good quality openers in their side. They have some
Mhm.
quality middle orders in their side. So if they are unable to give that early start, early breakthrough for their team, then it's going to be very difficult for them to change the course of the match in the middle overs or in the second inning. So Rabak Khatun and the other pacer has to show their skills in the first 10 overs if they
100%.
want to gain some advantage
Make
in
a
the first
breakthrough and make a statement.
time.
100% agreed with that. But before I move on to the predicted playing 11, do you think is there any possibility of Bangladesh to shock a big team and expect an upset of a victory? If yes, which is the team?
I think like they might upset the team like Sri Lanka because
Oh
if we
wow.
compare both
Okay.
of these teams, then I feel like this is the team they can uh, might win the match in the ODI World Cup because other teams are looking
Defeating
very strong.
Sri Lankan conditions is not going to be easy. But you're saying Sri Lanka is the only side where whom Bangladesh can try and maybe get the better of them.
Yeah,
But it's not going to be easy, I must say, Parag. But if you talk about the predicted playing 11 for Bangladesh, let's take a look into that. Fargana Haq and Shobana Mostari are the openers. Sharmeen Akhtar, Nigar Sultana Jyoti, Ritu Moni, Sharma Akhtar, Nahida Akhtar, Fahima Khatun, Rabaya Khan, Murafa Akhtar, and Faria Trishna. I think more or less the players speak themselves, isn't it, for Bangladesh? Enough bowling options, enough batting options, spinning all rounders are there in between. Any changes for you?
no, actually they don't have so many options to do to get in the playing 11. So as you just rightly mentioned, the players pick themselves up in the playing 11. So yeah, I will go with the same playing 11 for the Bangladesh also.
Okay, so you're going with the same playing 11, so I will not waste much of the time going deep into it because I think this is the set 11 for Bangladesh. Not many youngsters are expecting this side. Your four teams, according to you, that are expected to go towards semi-finals.
I will pick India, Australia, New Zealand, and England. These are my four favorite picks for the semi-finals.
The big guns, and you're not just the only one who has omitted South Africa from the big list. So this is what we go towards. Thank you so much, Parag. You are certainly saying that Bangladesh will fight, but not fight enough to get more than two victories in the World Cup, which certainly means that they are not entering into the semis. Like you mentioned about your four teams. Thank you so much, Parag. Thank you to all the viewers as well for Bangladesh squad analysis. That's all we have for now. We are building India's smartest cricket community. Subscribe to become a part of it.